Straight ahead on 12 News, dealing with dangerous cold. We're at HCMC to hear one man's story about the realities of frostbite. Plus, a furry four-legged friend rescued from the cold.
The vet said he had been left out for at least a couple days.
But first, a Brooklyn Park townhome complex surrounded by police. What led to a more than 2-hour-long standoff? 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It was a bitter cold morning for police officers involved in a standoff outside a Brooklyn Park townhome.
The situation ended peacefully after 2.5 hours. Cassie Bonstrom joins us now with the latest. Cassie?
Well, Mike and Alex, it all started around 9 a.m. when a woman called 911 saying she was threatened by a man with a gun inside a nearby townhome.
I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Police quickly responded to the Landings townhomes in the 7800 block of Yates Avenue Monday morning on the report of a man with a weapon. They tried to make contact with the suspect, but he and others in the home wouldn't come outside.
Being that they were believed to be armed, a SWAT team was called to the scene and a short standoff had occurred at the residence. The
mobile command center was set up in the parking lot. SWAT team members surrounded the townhome and officers stood in position with their rifles drawn for more than 2 hours. They tried various ways to talk to those inside.
I threw a phone into their unit, trying to get them to negotiate with our crisis negotiating team.
Throughout the ordeal, occupants inside could be seen looking out the window. As police closed in, one man tried to escape through the back patio door.
We had a team back there in case somebody did exit the back door, and it was quickly taken into custody.
4 others eventually surrendered and were also arrested.
I'm just not used to seeing it at all since I've been here.
Neighbors said they were shocked to come outside and see all the police. Burrell Bowles says this type of commotion doesn't usually happen here.
This is a pretty tight-knit community. Everybody comes out, during the summer, whatever, walk their dogs. It's never really a problem. But to see something like this is kind of disturbing.
Fortunately, no one was injured. The 5 suspects and the woman who called police are currently being interviewed. Deputy Chief Mark Bruley says situations like this are particularly difficult in extreme temperatures. More officers were called to help in today's standoff so they could rotate officers in and out of the cold. Mike.
All right, thanks, Cassie. It's been below zero most of the day, but not cold enough for local schools to cancel classes. Officials will keep an eye on the cold as wind chills are expected to get even worse later this week. Wayzata Superintendent Chase Anderson says after last winter's extreme cold, many schools use the informal guideline of a minus 40-degree wind chill or minus 25-degree air temperature to close schools.
The predicted situation for the coming week I don't think is as extreme as those that we called school off for last year, so I think it's going to remain a little bit more moderate, if you can even use that term, at minus 25 wind chill and minus 10 or 12 air temperature, but it isn't at that extreme minus 20 to minus 25 air temperature that we had last year.
Anderson says the primary goal is to keep students safe. And the sudden blast of Arctic air is reminding people what winter is really like in Minnesota.
Reporter Sonia Goen shows us why folks need to be prepared for the weather.
It's Minnesota. You deal with it.
Bitter cold temps didn't stop hardy Minnesotans like Steve Pierce from enjoying a walk along Victory Memorial Parkway.
We walk no matter what, at 15 below or 100 above.
He was prepared for Mother Nature's wrath.
A t-shirt. I got 3 thick shirts on, a thick pair of socks, a thicker pair of socks, which are made for hiking.
But when you're not ready for the rigors of winter, that's when you can run into trouble.
I wasn't dressed very, I just had panties on and this windbreaker pants and a hoodie sweatshirt on.
Josh is from Edmore, North Dakota. On Saturday, it was 27 below with the wind chill. Josh was out in the elements several hours after slipping on some ice.
Got to my buddy's place, I jumped in the tub right away and I could see my toes gradually getting darker.
He now has severe frostbite on his feet and back.
I didn't know it was him at the time. She'd wheeled him past me and I looked and I thought, oh, that's my brother.
Jessie is also a nurse in North Dakota. She feared the worst for her brother.
I saw his feet and at that time, both of them, half of them were black.
Josh is now recovering at HCMC's burn unit. Last year, the hospital saw a record 200 patients with frostbite.
You find that you have white or kind of purple mottled appearing fingers, toes that don't really want to seem to warm up. well, then that's a real sign that you may have a much more severe injury than just frost nip.
Sonia Goins, 12 News.
When the wind chill dips to 25 below, exposed skin can freeze in just 30 minutes.
The Minnesota State Patrol continues to look for answers into the death of a former Maple Grove woman struck and killed on I-35E in St. Paul. Emily Boone died Friday night. She was 28 years old. The State Patrol says she had been crawling on the southbound shoulder near the Grand Avenue overpass when struck by a car. The vehicle did not stop. It remains unclear why Boone was on the highway. The State Patrol is asking for the public's help to find the car that hit her, which may have driver's side damage.
Today, Governor Dayton took the oath of office and lawmakers began settling in for a new session that starts on Tuesday. With Republicans assuming control of the House, Republican Sarah Anderson of Plymouth says compromise with the DFL-controlled Senate and DFL governor is possible. She also says the billion-dollar surplus should lead to tax relief.
At the end of the day, it won't be quite $1 billion, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to give some tax relief to Minnesotans because clearly they're overpaying. And anytime that we have a surplus, it's a result of overpayment by taxpayers.
You know, it's $1 billion for 15 and 16, and over $900 million of that is will be used by just inflation. So there's not really $1 billion for new spending obligations that would continue.
Senator Rest would like to see some property tax relief, but the billion-dollar surplus won't be enough to do that.
A Brooklyn Center man is accused of conspiring in a violent takeover attempt of the government of Gambia in West Africa. 46-year-old Papa Fall is currently in the custody of U.S. authorities. Another man from Austin, Texas, is also charged in the coup attempt. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force in Minneapolis was involved in the arrests. Fall has dual U.S. Gambian citizenship. He was able to flee Gambia during a failed attempt to seize control of that country's government building.
The Minnesota Supreme Court heard oral arguments today over a land dispute case involving the owner of a Golden Valley restaurant. The ownership of Good Day Café contends that public land next door was illegally sold to a private developer. The Minnesota Department of Transportation currently has rights to the land, which it intends to transfer to the city of Golden Valley. Golden Valley would then sell the land to a group that's planning to build an apartment and senior living complex. The Good Day Café ownership believes it did not have a fair shot in buying the public property. The project is currently in limbo because of the legal challenge. Minnesota's High Court is expected to issue an opinion in the coming months. Well, how do you stay in business for 125 years? Up next, how one Maple Grove shoe company relies on a lot of heart and soul.
Then later in sports, Armstrong-Cooper tries to skate for a win in boys hockey. We'll have the highlights.
But first, more car battery draining cold. Tuesday and Wednesday will be the worst of it.
They sell on average 700 pairs of shoes a day.
Maple Grove-based Schuler Shoes will open its 10th store next month. The company is celebrating 125 years, and for this family-owned business, customer service is at its soul.
Does that feel better?
Step inside Maple Grove-based Schuler Shoes.
Try it. We'll see if it gives you enough toe space there.
And it's clear helping people find the right fit
Is that tight?
is at the heart of this business.
Just tell them what you're looking for, and they go, let me bring something out. And it's exactly what you wanted, and you didn't even know it.
Shoe shopping here has always been laced with customer service, and this business has 125 years of experience.
You definitely try something like this.
Finding the right fit.
I think we're the oldest family-owned shoe store west of the Mississippi.
Started in 1889 in North Minneapolis by Vincent Schuler, the company now has 10 stores in the metro and does $40 million in sales under the direction of third-generation owner John Schuler and his 4 children. And they'll do whatever it takes to keep customers happy.
You buy a pair of shoes, you wear them for a month or a couple months, and oh man, they're just not working. I want you to come back.
All right, let's see what we got.
Longtime customer Mary Hearn wants what many are looking for.
Something that's comfortable when I'm on my feet a lot, and something that's still kind of cute.
Now this is women's over this area pretty much.
And with a backroom inventory of 30,000 pairs of shoes, including a healthy stock of some of the most difficult sizes to find,
I figure every pair is like a $100 bill.
this company is invested in finding the right shoe for the foot.
Proper fit is extremely important to us.
While the average shoe sale runs around $100 here, adding a value area with shoes that are at least 30% off has also helped this business grow.
I think about 19% of our business comes out of this room.
For this family-owned business, helping new customers usually results in long-term ones.
Word of mouth, is big.
The company is opening a Highland Park store next month and also this year expanding into a larger space in Roseville. Still ahead, a heartwarming ending to a Cats chili experience.
But first in sports, the Maple Grove boys hockey team lights up the scoreboard. John Jacobson has those highlights and more next. A pretty good day for Maple Grove hockey, man. They had it working this weekend.
A lot of pucks in the net in this one, no doubt. After an 0-4 start to the season, Maple Grove's boys hockey team has played better of late and was looking to get back to within a game of 500. When they faced a struggling Champlin Park team Saturday night. First of two meetings this season between the Crimson and the Rebels. Jack Kelly with the shot from the point that is stopped. Justin Kelly jams in the loose puck and it's 1-0 Crimson. Jaden Walsh waits, then delivers a nice pass onto the stick of Josh Passold for the shot on goal to make it 3-0 Maple Grove. Then it's Passold with a shot on goal off the face-off win. Matt Vogel knocks the rebound in for a goal and it's 4-0. Just 9 seconds later, Sam Huff sets up Passold for another goal. He nets a hat trick in the first period, and it's 6-0 after one. Second period, Jack Kelly with a drop pass to Jarrett Camerata. He shoots and scores. That's the 9th goal of the game for Maple Grove. Sweet passing play here. Sam Ross to Camerata to Andrew Asquith for the goal. Maple Grove's 10th of the game. Passold scores 5 goals in the game and adds 1 assist. Maple Grove goes on to rout Champlin Park 14-1. At Coon Rapids, the Cardinals hosted Armstrong-Cooper. First period, Armstrong-Cooper's Corey Gilbert picks off a Cardinals pass, skates into the slot, and buries a shot for the game's first goal. And check out the upcoming sequence here. Kyle Sweeney with a shot on net for the Wings. All 6 Cardinals are on the ice there trying to freeze it or clear it. Finally, Andrew Burns digs it out, and he scores for Armstrong-Cooper, and it's 2-0. Still in the first period when Sweeney will get a face-off win. Nick Holscher with a shot that stopped, but Sweeney moves in to score on the rebound. And that goal makes it 3-0 Wings after one. Second period, Sweeney gathers in the loose puck. His shot is stopped. But number 13, Josh Adams, scores on the rebound. Armstrong-Cooper wins 4-0. The Wings host Osseo in the next conference game on Thursday. At the Schwann Cup, the North Metro Stars girls facing Fort Francis of Ontario. Janelle Kaming floating in a shot from the top of the circle. And her goal puts Fort Francis up 1-0 a minute and 5 seconds into the game. Second period, Amy Penner picks off a Stars clearing attempt. She scores. Fort Francis is up 3-0 on North Metro. That's the score after 2. The Stars rally in the third period of this one. Emily Ock with a nice backhander comes in and scores the power play goal. That's her second of the game. That makes it 4-2. Leah Yonkers will pass to Ock in front. And the puck is poked to Maggie Kilthey, and she'll score. North Metro is back to within 1. Under 2.5 minutes to play, Anna Ballweber feeds Brooke Rainerson. She ties it. The Stars have forced overtime. It's 4-4. But Fort Francis wins it in overtime. Annalise Hayes scores the game winner. North Metro falls 5-4. The Stars finished 0-2-1 in the tournament. In gymnastics, the Minnesota Gymnastics Officials Association meet took place Saturday. Roseville won the top division at the MGGOA, scoring 144.9 points. Jessica Strecker of the Raiders won the all-around championship. Champlin Park finished third with 138.05 points. Rebels' Taylor Gakeen won the floor exercise. In the MGGOA Division II, it's White Bear Lake taking first place with 130.05 points. Park Center placed fifth and Breck seventh. The Pirates' Haley Illy won the all-around with a score of 34.4. Many of the state's top boys swimming teams hit the pool for a big invitational at the University of Minnesota. 2 out-of-state teams had a tight battle for the top spot in the top or gold division at the Maroon Gold Invitational. It's Omaha Creighton of Nebraska edging Madison Memorial of Wisconsin by 1/2 point for the title. Minnetonka is the top Minnesota team in 3rd place. Breck Blake finishes 9th and Wayzata 12th. In the bronze division, Mankato West takes the top spot with Forest Lake 2nd and Roseville 3rd. Osseo in that division takes 9th place overall. And that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, a four-legged friend gets a very appropriate 4-letter name.
The story that helps prove cats may indeed have 9 lives when we come back. Finally, a cat's heartwarming story.
It's heartwarming thanks to a snowplow driver who spotted a stray kitten on the side of the road in Brooklyn Park 2 weeks ago. Delane Cleveland has more.
Auto shops tend to be busy places, and with a number of problems that can arise with cars, there are few things the mechanics here at the Brooklyn Park Firestone haven't encountered. That is until when December 27th rolled around.
It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. We got a call from a gentleman that asked if we could remove a cat from the dash of his van.
Firestone GM Nolan Pacell says a snowplow driver rescued this 6-week-old kitten from a snowbank. The driver then placed the kitty in his vehicle to keep him warm.
It must have been real cold because he tried to jump into the dash to get warmer. Crawled actually back inside of the vent area to, I don't know, warm up.
Luckily for the cat, the Firestone mechanics knew how to handle the situation.
When he got here, my guys grabbed the little tools that they need to remove the radio, took part of the dash apart, got the radio out, and were managed to get their hands in there and get the kitty out of the dash.
This is a picture of what the little guy looked like once they freed him from the dashboard. After getting him dried off, Pacell's wife brought him to a nearby vet.
The vet said he had been left out for at least a couple days, if not more. Wasn't sure how long, but he hadn't been taken very well care of.
That's not something the kitty needs to worry about anymore. Pacell has now made him a part of his family and accordingly named him Dash.
My kids really enjoy him, playing with a little string with the kitty, and always want to pet it, and he's been a nice addition to the family.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The Firestone GM says Dash is now in good health and his family considers the cat to be a late Christmas blessing. I'd say things worked out pretty well for Dash, don't you think? Good family there. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next, and we'll see you again tomorrow.